If you're looking for your perfect dumb phone, make sure to check out the Dumb Phone Finder and my website, josebriones.org. And you can sort, filter through features and everything else so you can find your perfect device. Let's get to the video. So I've been reviewing a couple of dumb phones so far, and sometimes I review dumb phones that may be too smart for some of you. Some of you are only looking for phone calls, text messages, alarms, just the basics, nothing that connects to the internet. And well, today we have that device, the AGM M6. AGM has listened to some of the feedback that we have had on this channel, and I'm really happy because they have created a very good device. It does group text messaging, if that's your concern. It does phone calls, and it does it very well. It has a huge speaker, by the way. It's essentially a speaker with phone functionality. That's pretty much what this phone is. It's very similar in form factor to the AGM M7, but it does not have a touchscreen. Remember, the AGM M7 is more of a smart device. If you're trying to get Signal, WhatsApp, all of those apps, this is probably the best device for you, even though it's a little bit bulky. But the only two flaws with this device is that it doesn't have hotspot and that it's a little bit bulky. If you can compromise on those areas, this may be the perfect basic phone as of 2021. There are other phones that I'm going to be reviewing from the other side of the pond, and I'll get those in the future that have a very similar operating system to this one, which is called Mocore OS, and that they do the same basics all the time. Battery life on this device is amazing. A week without any issues, and just doing the basics, phone calls, text messages, maybe browsing, which has a very limited functionality. The browser is very small, it doesn't use a lot of data, and it probably will just only get you directions from here to there. Text-based, no navigation on this device, no smart apps, no tracking, no nothing. It's just a very basic phone. And what I like is that, yes, we have seen some of this operating system in the past with the Servo R25, with the ODSC N206, with the MaxOS Neo 4G. They have the outbox and inbox, but this device can send group text messages because they enabled Send MMS, which is something very simple, and I hope that the other companies listen and they update their devices because it's possible. I mean, it uses very similar, it's just a different skin, when you look at it, but the device works well with text messaging. T9 experience is actually very good. And I'm a little bit confused here. AGM, let me just speak to you for a second. Why does this device have T9, but the smarter one doesn't, the AGM M7? Yeah, they need to figure that out because it's kind of a shame that the smarter one doesn't, the basic one does. Anyways, but the T9 works well. It's not going to be super amazing like the phones of old, but it gets really close, I will say, to 85 to 90% reliability. And you can install a couple of extra languages. Not a lot of them, but enough, that you're able to put the device into Spanish and a couple of other languages. No Semitic languages, but I'm sorry, that's not very common in the dumb phone space, sadly, nowadays. Maybe in the future we'll get some of that support. But AGM M6, it's, again, very good. It works, and the compatibility, the phone calls that I made were very good. The MMS experience wasn't too terrible. It wasn't, amazing, but I was able to send the text messages. People received them. I was able to test with group messages. So, I'm happy for that. And it does have a couple of extra niceties, like it does have Bluetooth, so you can connect your speakers. It does have an MP3 player, which works very well. A calculator, a basic calendar, just, again, the very, very basics. It's things that are, just for you to use in its basic format, and you're not using, all of these smart features. So props to AGM for listening to the feedback and putting finally MMS on a basic operating system, and just listening to that because that's what we were needing from, this device. It does have a torch, so a flashlight, like I said, it's very high quality, and I'm going to blind some of you right now. So there it is. Very good, in my opinion. It works very well. And you're able to use this device for a very long time. So if you're looking for maybe a secondary device, I talked about the Servo R25 as a device that can be an emergency phone, then I think you can change my recommendation from there and put it on here. Because this device has 4G, it's going to last longer than the 2G and 3G shutdowns that are coming in 2022 in certain parts of the world. So I think this device can be a better solution. And AGM has done a great job because the durability is amazing, the speaker is super loud, and it does have LEDs for some reason. Again, I do not understand why to put an LED ring here, and I'll be demonstrating once you can see on the B-roll of this video, but I really don't get the LED extra thing. I mean, it makes sense on the smart device like the AGM M7, but I think they were just trying to say like, hey, this is a nice phone. Another thing, it does support SD cards, and it has also dual SIM compatibility. It uses a micro SIM card, not a nano SIM card. So it's a little bit bigger. You need an adapter if you don't have one, like these, older SIM cards from the early 2010s. So that is that. But the AGM M6 is becoming one of my favorite devices, and also a very good recommendation. Again, very good device. It has all the basics. And if you're in like a pickle and you need to find something on the internet, it does have a very basic browser that will render text, and that's about it. So nothing to get hooked on, no games, no anything, just the very basics, and very well done. So AGM, well done. You have created a very good device for the community, and we really appreciate that. Other companies, please listen. Just put this same thing on a smaller package and you have a winner. Nokia, maybe, hopefully, you'll be creating something that has group text messages, maybe the 105 that is coming out. We'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, the AGM M6, one of my favorite devices, great recommendation. Go get this device. It does have 3 versions, one for international, one for North America, and I think one for Asia. So make sure to get the one that is for you. I will put the links in the comments and the description below so that you're able to get it. But go get this device, support AGM, because they have done a great thing with this operating system, just customizing it just a little to make it work for those that just need phone calls, text messages, basic tools, and that's about it. That's been my review for today. Make sure to put comments or questions that you have about this device or any of the other devices that I have had. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.